Hey everyone on YouTube, this is DJ Lighten007 here, or Emmett McFeeters, whatever version you want to prefer. This is going to be my new intro, EJ Lighten007 or Emmett McFeeters. Those are all my real names. So, anyway, I want to show you guys a story. As you can tell right here on this TV right now, it's playing something that, of course, you guys never seen before. Now, this is called The Great Big Show, which was made years back in 2018. Now, I'm going to explain all the greatest things that happened in The Great Big Show, which, of course, I appeared in. Now, of course, it's been a year now since we did The Great Big Show, and since I came back to Victoria, because I have a really good life there. I met some new friends, I've, of course, sang songs, I did skits, parodies, well, just skits. But either way, it has been a very long time, and of course they were working on a show, which of course they had enough money to make this happen, and it takes place in the McPherson Theater, which of course, which we both appeared in. We did like rehearsals at the Roxy Bluebird or something. I probably forgot. It's the Roxy Theater, which is a very small theater, which we did like a lot of rehearsing in. Like we practiced like songs, choreographed, and of course we had scripts that were originally in, some characters that were scrapped, which I am going to be explaining. Now, of course, in the original idea, there was supposed to be a character named James Leonardo, who, of course, freaks out that he didn't get a part in the show, and of course he blames it on Wes Borg, who's on TV right here, which probably you can't see, well, because it's all pixelated, but even though he's the guy in the middle, which he's now off stage. Now, of course, in the original end of intermission of scene 1, and of course James, of course, couldn't take anymore, goes upstage, begins to beat up Wes, and finally he starts doing the crying song, which I'll have to show later. Either way, other stories about the show that I, of course, play as a variant of character. I play a variant of scenes, but my biggest role is scene 2, well, act 2, as I play as a orthodontist, a dentist, named Dr. Matthew Lussenberg, which of course I first started off as a puppet, like there's like an actually life-size puppet, and then finally in the romantic dinner song, that's when I become into a man. And also you can see on the TV is, this is called No Banjos, which it stars, which is sung by everyone's favorite person in the whole wide world, Ben Verliep, as he calls himself, which, of course, you gotta give him credits and all. He's a fun guy, in some ways. And, yeah, and of course I will say that, the musical that, what I'm trying to say is, what they used in the No Banjo song is actually a tuba, which of course is not a banjo. We all know what a banjo, well, some of you guys already know what a banjo is. It's actually more of a country guitar thing. Which even though, we do pretend that's an actual banjo, but yeah. Oh yeah, and by the way, I should actually mention that, what is The Great Big Show? Well, it's about people with disabilities and autism who go on like adventures, and show like people with disabilities can always have creative minds. Now, I will have to share this, guys, that I have autism, and I couldn't remember what kind of disabilities I have, but either way, yeah. But even though I'm kind of like your usual, ordinary, normal guy. But anyway, what else? Well, what's there to talk about? Now, of course, when we did rehearsing The Great Big Show, this is when I got my very own girlfriend. My first girlfriend is Mari Chester. Now, she appears in The Great Big Show, and we broke up on March, after my Florida trip, which of course I won't talk too much about how we broke up because just for the sake of the people's privacy and stuff. Now, either way, we had our first romance kiss in the rain on Friday. This is when James Leonardo, the guy I was talking about, who was originally going to be in the show but scrapped due to the fact. Now, of course, I don't want to get too much into details on who is who and what is what's their disabilities and stuff, even though I'm sometimes not too good at remembering things. But although James Leonardo is a person who has around 59 brain surgeries, and of course on Friday he freaked out on, of course he said, to start off, he of course says he doesn't want to be a part of the show, and then he starts freaking on Wes, saying like I'm gonna get Lifetime Networks to fire him. I'm trying to kick his balls and stuff like that. That actually did happen. Not making that stuff up. Now, of course, this is when me and Mari, in the worst time, but still good time, had our very first kiss. Now, I will actually have to share that Mari isn't my first girlfriend. She's kind of my second favorite. Well, not second favorite, but my second girlfriend. Which, of course, trying to think. Well, my first girlfriend was back in middle school and around grade 8. We had our first romantic, like slow dance and sock ups, and of course, we had our first breakup, and of course, we got back together again until finally grade 9. We broke up again, but in a more friendly way because we're going like separate schools and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it to share some of my girlfriend-boyfriend relationship, which was kind of weird. Now, of course, I can see in the background on the TV is of course the bus song, which of course Sam Kitchen, who made the song, of course he did his own lyrics, his own songs, and here I am right now coming up on stage. Yeah, look at that guy. Yep, look at him. He's like, he got broke up. And yeah, I'm trying to think right now. Well, of course I will also have to share that the girl that I was actually on stage is Julie Black. Now, she's actually my stage girlfriend. Not real girlfriend, stage girlfriend. But we're friends, not relationship. Julie, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. You're really nice and lovely, but we're just friends. What else am I gonna have to share? Yes. Barefooted, EJ Lightning 007. Just witnessed Grant and Wes running behind the bus, which, sorry about the brightness. Now, what else is there to talk about? Oh yeah. Now, of course, when we did the opening night, we had a little bit of issues, a couple of issues. To start off is, well, we did the What You Gonna Do song, which of course is only in Act 2. We skipped my girlfriend's cue, who of course is gender fluid, and yeah. And of course we skipped that, and then we forgot about it. And of course, legit, she might have cried after that. Like, I missed my cue, I'm crying tears. Which, of course, I will also have to share also on opening night, which before opening night, we were trying to do rehearsal for the I'm Crying song. Mari, of course, accidentally tripped Cody, which of course Mari blamed herself on doing it, but even though it's all just an accident. It was all dark in the backstage and all, so yeah. What else do I remember in the Great Big Show? Well, anyway, we, of course, we have Adam here, who's dressed up as a woman, old woman, of course, about to sit down and telling Karen to get off the chair, get off my seat, hey, get the woman some space, stuff, and then we get to the farting part. That's funny. Of course, I have the. And I also want to start off that the audio is mute, so of course, just for the sake of just the, just for me talking out loud and stuff. Well, anyway, there was a lot of great songs in the Great Big Show. There was No Banjos, like I talked about. The song that's coming up is You, and then the upcoming songs Donna, Daddy You're Way Too Cheap. And the best song, of course, in the Great Big Show is Mari's song, My Brain's a Bully. It shares, like, Mari's backstory on her, like, life, as, of course, she's is being bullied, and her life being bullied, and what else they're talking about. Well, I don't want to get too much details, like I said. Yeah, like, Mari didn't like, so yeah, just for the sake of the person's privacy, just leave it alone. Of course, like, Mari's My Brain's a Bully is, of course, is a song about her life, like I said before, and it also has, like, a dance choreograph of a man named, I'm trying to remember his name. Brad Magnus, I think is his name. I don't know, I'm trying to remember. I think it's Brad. Yeah. And so, yeah, there are a couple of more songs. My personal favorite is Bachelor Man, which was sung by Wes. Yes, but of course the focus is on Dennis, yes, who, of course, is another fun guy who, of course, likes to work out. He sometimes have words that can be a little bit confusing, but it takes a while to understand what he's saying, so I try my best to understand him a couple of times, but still, it can be a little bit confusing. Dennis, I'm sorry, but still, but don't worry, at least, you'll understand if you're watching this. Now that we get off the bus after the You song, so, either way, I enjoyed myself in the Great Big Show. Now, there are some other parts in the show that happened, like, there's, like, drama going on off stage and stuff. Now, of course, to start off is my friend Adam, who is the woman dressed up, is, of course, the man who's dressed up in a woman's suit, who got sick off stage, and, of course, it turned out that he was, like, sick right after Act 1, and of course he kicked the, not kicked the bug, he didn't die on stage. He didn't die on stage or off stage or nothing. He managed to kick in and managed to fight off the sickness during the show, and good for him. Now the second one, now in night 2, this is when the big thing happens, the most biggest drama that actually happened. Now, this was after, in Act 2, not Act 2, but in Act 1, after I'm crying, is, of course, like, I was in the green room with a couple of my friends, like, we were having fun, joking around a bit, having fun, and then finally I hear Wes saying, "Yo, what the fuck?" or something like that. And, of course, like, I always like to see, like, what's going on, and finally Wes is like, go upstairs now, or go to your dressing room now, or something like that. And I see, and of course, right before I saw Wes, not just Wes, but right before I check what's going on, I see, like, a couple of the band and some of the stage actors, and I even seen, like, one girl named Zola on her knees in tears, and Wes gets into his knees and hugs her, and then of course I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what's going on? I knew I wanted to stay out of this, so I stayed out of it. I avoided the drama, and it turned out that Nadia, another cast member, had attacked Zola. Now, I'm not too sure what happened. Did Zola, like, got Nadia triggered or something? I mean, who knows? I mean, even though, to the friends on Facebook or even on YouTube, like one of my friends, Jackie. Yeah, tell me in the comments below. What do you think is the full story on the whole Nadia and Zola situation thing? Now, of course, after that, of course, Zola, yeah, of course, cried throughout Act 2 because of the drama. And, of course, in throughout Night 3 and Night 4... Oh, yeah, and by the way, this was actually filmed in Night 3, okay, which I'll have to get to later. Because there's a lot of things happening in Night 3 as well. It's so funny and hilarious as well. Anyway, in Night 3... From Night 3 and Night 4, Nadia is, like, not on stage. She's upstage with the Queen, Queen Kathy. And also what she is the Queen of. She's actually the Queen of Canada, which, of course, just acting. Even though she's a queen in her own way. Of course, either way, also during Night 3, of course, Zola's mom came in to talk with Wes, and she was like freaking out on Wes and stuff, and all that stuff, giving her rules and stuff, and I can see Wes's face all like, ugh, give me a break, woman, just shut the hell up, stuff like that. Ugh. Yes, sorry, just me being Wes. Alright, here comes my favorite part of the show. I know you're not gonna see this, but Dad's gets in his rocket ship. Look at Dad's little rocket ship. That was like one of my favorite, funniest parts. And also the part where Ben's like, I wrote a song about crybabies like you. Yes, and then Wes is all like, can I hear it? Yes, you can. Will it cheer me up? It will not cheer you up. That is the most funniest part of the show. It's just Ben saying, I wrote something about crybabies. Suddenly Wes says, will cheer me up, and then Ben says, this is not going to cheer you up. So, what else? Yeah, of course, what I have to remember? Oh yeah, Night 3. Now, there are a lot of things happening in Night 3. Now of course, I'm thinking like the upcoming song after Princess of the Light, which was sung by Brienne. Of course, even though the way how I'm not trying to be a hater or nothing. I'm not being mean or nothing. Yeah, of course, she sings it kind of like too fast. Of course, this is coming from my sister's boyfriend. Like he said, like she sang it, Brienne sang it way too fast, and of course, again, not being a hater. So either way, this is a song that's coming up. Is Daddy, You're Way Too Cheap. Now I will have to clarify. Now I already mentioned Mari made My Brain's a Bully, but a couple of songs in the show were all done by Ben. A couple of songs were done by Ben. There was No Banjos, there was Daddy, You're Way Too Cheap, I'm Trying, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So, yeah. I just love how, like, Julie's all like, hey, this is, hey, can I go get some money to go to the mall with my friends? Well, I got you a penny. That's not a, I don't want a penny. They don't make these anymore. Daddy, you're way so cheap. And push. Yeah, that's good. Julie's a really good girl who has a dad for cheap, who's so cheap. A father who's so cheap. Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, of course, the song was actually sung by Jen Chandler, who is a really lovely girl. Good singing voice. And I swear, during the song, Jen actually said the F-bomb. I legit, kid you not, she legit said the F-bomb. And you guys already know what the F-bomb is, so yeah. There's me and my ex doing the puppets. Yeah, of course I have like big screen time in the Act 1 and Act 2 until I get the more big screen time in the Act 2 when I play as Dr. Matthew Lussenberg. Now, of course, even though this was filmed in Night 3, like I mentioned, now there was a song and a couple of scenes that were cut in the show. Now, in the beginning, Wes mentions that Raven, a man who has a really nice rocking voice, and he wears his biker helmets. Now, of course, according to this, this tries to prevent Raven to have head seizures. He has head seizures. Now, anytime he has head seizures, he's just collapse, legit collapse. Yes, and of course, if he ever collapse, we try to give him a revive song called Raven, We Love You and stuff, and of course we get him up and we continue the show. It's nothing bad happens. Now, this didn't actually happen on stage, but it does happen occasionally and off stage. Now, I think after in Night 2, during Act 1, after that, Raven collapsed. I think I could be wrong, but I think that did happen. But Night 3, which was filmed, Raven, of course, collapsed right before we begin the show. So, but nothing bad actually happened with Raven too much on stage, but sometimes what happened on off stage. Okay, now this is the part where Jen said the F-bomb, but of course, again, you did not see this. Because the screen may be blurry, and but at least you can see it, but I hope you guys are really cool with it, but either way, the reason why I like to do something like this with the show in the background is just, of course, some YouTubers did it, and of course, I thought, why not do it? Oh yeah, and by the way, this is something that I didn't think of something through. Now, I don't think you can see it, but as you can see right here, Ben walked off stage. Now, I'm trying to remember. Now, of course, during this, I think when you see it blurry, during the time for the dinner part, Julie, of course, destroyed the table that me and Mari had, a sheet blanket, to make, a table happen. And then finally, of course, Julie destroys the table, and then finally just spins Ben around, then Ben spins around, and then finally passes out. And then right when we get to the end of the song, we left Ben lying down. Now, of course, Ben gets up eventually. Now, I didn't think this through when I had A&W, where I was eating food, and of course, something got into my head wait a minute. Why didn't I drag Ben off stage? Now, I will have to also mention, Sean was also a part of the I'm Crying song, the Daddy You're Way Too Cheap song, because he was one of the puppets as well. Me, Mari, and Sean were both puppets during the Daddy You're Way Too Cheap song, but of course, we didn't think something through. We didn't think of dragging Ben off stage. I'm pretty sure this is have to do with the curve I'm trying my best to remember, but but either way, this is we didn't think something through, we didn't plan that as well, but either way, we just let this one slide. And this is the My Brain's a Bully song. This is the song I was talking about. This was sung by my ex-girlfriend, Mari Chester, like I've already mentioned. And her song is probably one of the best things of The Great Big Show. It's dramatic, it's heartbreaking, and stuff like that. And it's a really good song. And of course, even though she said that she sometimes screwed up the lines because probably has to do her being on stage or something, being nervous with a bunch of people. And this is Brad Magnus, I think that's his name, who's coming up on stage, and he's doing his dance. Now, the dance is really nice. Of course, he's a good dancer in his own way. Now, of course, I did also remember. What else did I did remember? Oh yeah, right after the song, uh, Wes of course mentions that her parents are yelling at me off stage. This actually happened. This was off stage. Of course, this was after the events of night two. Like I mentioned, that Wes got hell by Nadia's mother. Oh no, it's Zola's mother, not Nadia's. It's Zola's mother. Of course, about the whole situation and stuff. And I thought it's really hilarious to bring that up. I thought that was hilarious, that Wes brought that up. Now, like I've mentioned in the beginning, like there was a person that was supposed to be in the Great Big Show, but of course he was completely cut in the show. I'm pretty sure there was behind the scenes about this, but of course, yeah, like James didn't want to be a part of it. He got hell. Of course, he got like he of course gives Wes some heck, tries to kick him in the balls, and even tries to kick his. Trying to remember what. Yeah, of course, a supporter. I think I something supporter thingish. But yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Of course, now, if you guys didn't know about the full story of the situation, now, like I mentioned in the beginning, like, James was supposed to be in the show. He was supposed to be all like, ooh, I didn't get a part in the show. I didn't get a part in the show. Stuff like that. Yes. And then finally, right after night two, yeah, Brad, it's like, did that. He swung his walker. Anyway, yeah, of course, Wes is like, well, you didn't show up in rehearsals and stuff. Now, of course, just like in the show, like, a couple of actors, of course, never showed up too much in the rehearsals. At one point, I made one mistake, but a really more smart mistake, kinda, is, of course, like, my dad was supposed to take me to this, like, not therapy, but, this place, so that way I can stay in Victoria and stuff. But of course, I begin to realize now, in my high school years, I was supposed to be a part of the stage show, but of course, I accidentally did not tell my teacher the whole situation. Instead, I went to have pizza with Mom. Me and Mom, of course, went to see a movie called Home. Even though when I first saw it, I thought it was good. Like, I was only focusing on the Sheldon, being this one. Oh, this is the part with Wes and Ben, by the way. But anyway, back to my high school year. When I got to meet up with my drama teacher, of course, she got me heck on, like, not showing up, and then finally I yelled right in her face, I'm not gonna be in another show with you and stuff. Yeah, of course, if I should have done the smart thing by saying, look, hey teacher, I'm not going to be appearing in the show because I'm going to have a night with my mother and stuff. So, yeah. Or I could have even told my mom, saying, hey mom, can we just delay our night out? I got a thing going on. Like, I did not think that through. This was actually during the night of the show that actually happened. Now, I can't remember what the show was called, but either way, I got blamed for that. Now, back to this part where me and my dad were going to that thing I was talking about. So I begin to realize, like, oh, I think I'm going to be making the same mistake like I did before. But then finally, I ran away from my dad. I turned off my phone, doing kind of like the smart thing. The smart bad thing. And then finally, Dad, of course, when I turned off my phone, my dad was like giving, saying, Emma, you gotta do this thing, this is important and stuff like that. And finally I was like, no, hell no, I'm not want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm not making that same mistake in high school. So of course Dad was like, alright, fine. Yeah, but we'll do this next week and stuff. So, of course, I finally managed to be all like, oh, thank you. It's like, I think he actually did it. Now, of course, yeah, it was a big mistake, but of course, it was kind of a smart big mistake, but it was a smart bad decision kind of mistake, and yeah. Either way, other parts in the show. Now, of course, we have the uncrying part, like we have everyone crying in tears. There's also one part after the show. We have Adam. Now, I'm not sure you're not going to see this, but of course, like when we did the intermission part, we had like Kleenex and stuff, and when we tossed it, saying intermission, and when the curtains closes, like a couple of Kleenex, for like kind of like where the like where the curtain part's gonna be landing, and then finally, I was like, finally, Adam, and finally, like Adam's like, mistakenly also like gets up, grabs the Kleenex right before the curtains close, like going Indiana Jones style, but of course it was not supposed to happen, and but either way, yeah, I mean, I think you might see it pretty soon, but it will take a while to show this. Now, yeah. Yeah, also at night 3, which was the only nights that were filmed. That was the only night that was filmed. And then finally night 4, I think. Okay, this is the part where Adam does the stupid thing. But you're not going to see this, but I will. But you might see it if you guys have really good eyes. Alright, any minute now, into intermission! No, still crying. Alright, here it is. And, see, Adam did the stupid thing. Yeah, like I said, did not happen. Love wasn't supposed to happen, but either way. So yeah, I think this is going to be the end of Act 1, as I will continue in Act 2. Or I think Act 2 is going to be coming up. Nope. So yeah, looks like that is the end of Act 1, but I will continue on the thing, the memories of the Great Big Show, in Act 2. So of course, like in the Great Big Show, 1, 2, 3, intermission! Let the ads play during this, this preview and stuff like that. So, your worst nightmares of ads going on. So, yeah, again, intermission! Hey everyone, I'm back. How are the ads going? Were they, did they annoy you or something? Alright, now we're back with night 2. So this is not night 2. This is like Act 2, as of course, as you can see here, Dennis has returned from space. Now, of course, Dennis, of course, still looks the same. He is not too much buff, but actually, we pretend like in our imaginations that he is, because this is acting. There's me touching him, like everyone touched him, and of course, this is hot. Like Dennis is hot, and of course, burns my hands. Now, either way, during the show, now of course we had the choreograph of the Bachelor Man song. Now this is probably one of my favorite songs, but of course, this scene, of course, is so hard to choreograph. Like, we had, of course, very small space, and when we're doing the tango, like, we're like we're trying our best to like squeeze through and stuff, but it is, I swear to you all that it is so hard to do an actual choreograph. But yeah, this was only the Mexican dance, the Mexican dance, or I'm trying to remember what it's actually called. The tango, that's what it's called, the tango. Yeah, so yeah, we tried to do the tango. That's the most hardest choreographed thing that we did. Now, either way, in night 3 as well, now when we do the romantic dinner song, which of course will be coming up pretty soon, my character is the, you guys, like I already mentioned in night 1, not night 1, but the beginning is, of course, I played mostly a variant of characters. Well, I played myself throughout the first act and as well as the second act, but finally during the romantic dinner song, I become Dr. Matthew Lussenberg, who is a puppet and then becomes to a man throughout the entire show. Now, of course, throughout night 1, I played myself, but I also played the Cloud for Donna song. I played as one of the puppets in the Daddy You're Way Too Cheap song, and then finally in I'm Crying song, I played myself, crying with Wes and Ben and all the other people. This is the tango. This has got to be one of the most hardest choreographed scenes that I have ever done. And I'm pretty sure it happened to everyone else because just really small space and it's really hard to do something like that for a bit and all. But yeah, that's just coming from me, and I'm pretty sure it happened to you guys as well. And yeah. Of course, we get to the What You Gonna Do song pretty soon. Now, this is a song that's made by the girls. This is a song, of course, showing off, the boys roasting, the girls roasting the boys. It's like, oh, what's so good about men and stuff? Blah. Yeah, men, of course. Why can the world just be like all women, stuff like that? Yeah, something like that. And of course, like I mentioned in the beginning or in the middle, during the previous part, of course, my ex-girlfriend was supposed to have a cue where she talks about that she's gender fluid. Yeah, she's a gender fluid. Right, and of course, we all get confused. Now, Mari is indeed gender fluid, and of course, yeah. Yeah, so, of course, night 1, we skipped Mari's cue, and of course, and she even cried about it. I didn't get my cue and stuff, it's so heartbreaking, why? So, yeah, of course, another embarrassing, if there was any embarrassing thing happened to me was, my wig almost came off in night 3. Now, this was during the romantic dinner song. Now, throughout the show, when I play Dr. Matthew Lussenberg, I'm supposed to hide under a blanket with Morgan, another actor and even singer in the show, who's a really somewhat questionable guy. He always asks questions. Now, Sam, of course, is also a questionable guy, but he always asks also questionable things. And sometimes I do my best to explain things, but of course they're sometimes hard to remember and stuff. Sean got roasted. He's doing the will you be my Minnie? I'll be your Mickey part. I think that was Sean's favorite part. And of course, Grant Stooley even keep recapping that scene, and Sean's oh, you keep stealing my cue, stop it. But you can't tell the Grant Stooley what to do and not what to do. And this is the part where Mari does her cue, when she's gender fluid. So either way, now back to my part where my wig almost come off. Now that is only happened in night 3. Now my wig almost came off. Now I think it has to do like with Morgan got caught on something. I might have accidentally bumped on his ass, legit. But don't worry, I'm grateful that he did not fart there. If he farted, I would be grossed out, and I mistakenly became a puppet to a man. And then here's the part where, of course, I'll run away. Yeah, run away from the girls. They're coming to get us, stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, that was the most embarrassing thing. When we get to the I left my wallet at home, that's when I came up and my wig almost came off, and I managed to fix it. And throughout the night 3, I had to fix my wig countless of times. Guys, and of course, like it has, I mean, I tried my best. It's just to do, like, to hide the, like my blonde hair, but yeah, like I tried my best. No. So yeah, like my wig almost came off. I, of course, managed to fix it, and of course, I was expecting like that scene would be just left to the night 4 version. Here comes the part where Puppet Me comes in. 3, 2, 1. Here I am as a puppet. Yeah, and of course you can't see it because of the lighting. Now, anyway, so yeah, it was kind of embarrassing for me, but at least I managed to got my gears in and managed to do it. So what else? Throughout night 3, not night 3. So of course, like after like the show, like when the whole show was over in night 4, of me, my ex, like we went out to on a double date with Mari's friend, who also has a girlfriend, and of course it was kind of the worst double date we had, but at least yeah, it was really only nice to do some hangouts, but either way, yeah. Grant's doing the Penguin, Mary Poppins reference. Even though I did sell the new one, and if you guys checked out my DeviantArts account, I did a Mary Poppins 1964 poster recapping the Mary Poppins Returns poster. So yeah, check that out in DeviantArts below. It's really good. So of course, and ever since doing the Great Big Show, we enjoyed the show. Like, we got scared, like, the Great Big Show, it's, we were so scared of being on stage and stuff, but either way, we managed to kick Fear's ass, and we did it. We did the Great Big Show. Now, there were some parts that I mistakenly did some mistakes. Now, I said, like, we did Act 1, and it was good, but Act 2, I'm not sure this is going to do it. But, of course, it was so bad. I made the biggest mistake on just the, I think I get everyone scared for Act 2 and all. I said this in front of Julie's, I said it like before Julie came in, and, of course, Mari thinks, like, I'm being like an ass to her. Like, no, I'm not. I'm not being an ass. Like, this is just coming from me. And of course, Julie, I'm sorry that I said these kind of things. I know I should have not said it. Like, at least we nailed Act 2. It was good. Just me and you. Just me and you. Not you and me. But just me and you. So yeah, of course, since after the show, of course, we lived off our normal lives. We did like Hoot Nanny. Yeah, we did Hoot Nanny together. We sang a couple of songs to the show. We did No Banjos, Daddy You're Way Too Cheap. What else? Not the romantic dinner song, which was singing right now. I think we did that, but we also did the wedding song, What You Gonna Be About, which is another song I love. Of course, you can probably see right now that, of course, I'm under the horse, and I'm under the blanket where the horse is. And yeah, I gotta tell you, I was sweating balls under there. Like, it is so hot under there. Like, I feel like I'm gonna be passing out like Raven, like doing his head seizures. But at least I managed to survive for a bit, and yeah. And of course, yeah, since months later, since after the Great Big Show, we did a spin-off version of the Great Big Show called The Great Little Show, which of course is supposed to be kid-friendly. Like, we did songs of the Great Big Show, but of course we had to like get rid of songs that are adult things, like My Brain's a Bully, and I think Bachelor Man, which of course is supposed to be like an adult song, but even though I think it's supposed to be a kid's song, but that's coming from me. And yeah, here comes the part where I come up, and of course you're not going to see this, but this is when my wig nearly comes off. So of course the puppet goes down. Alright, and 3, 2, 1. The puppet has turned to the man. Oh wait, oh, my wig is coming off. Yeah, oh, the exposure. But of course, luckily throughout the Great Little Show, I don't have to wear the wig. Which of course, throughout 2 nights, well, I don't think it was 2 nights, but for 2 shows, I mentioned to say like, I'm blonde. The puppet, my puppet form is all black-haired, and of course it's embarrassing to me, like literally, and of course like Catherine didn't like it. So, oh yeah, no. So this is the part where you probably didn't tell, but there was a song that was cut during the final cuts. But Wes mentioned that this will be in the final cut, the director's cut actually. That that there's a song called Sun Song. The sun song, or the sunshine song, or something song. That involves sun. Yeah, and of course, like that didn't make it into this version. So of course, I hope the director's cut has it. But either way, of course, trying to remember. Oh yeah, back to the Great Little Show. Like when I mentioned that my wig and my eyebrows aren't involved in this, Catherine didn't like it. So of course, she's all like, "Well, you gotta do something more clever than that." Then finally, that's when I come up with the idea. I do like a Pinocchio joke, where I was like, "I'm a real boy." It's like, I'm like Pinocchio. I'm a real boy too, man. I'm a real boy. Yay! Stuff like that, and that worked perfectly. And I will have to also mention, if there were suddenly like bad things that happened during the Great Little Show, well, 2 occasions. One, to start off, is there's supposed to be a banner that during the Daddy song, Daddy is supposed to have this like banner that says, "Happy Birthday, Boy," or "It's a Boy" sign banner, which of course like Ben misplaced it, and of course like. It was actually turned out it was buried with all the other props. Now the biggest one, my second problem, was that happened during the 4th day. This is when Mari, my ex-girlfriend, showed up, and of course like throughout like ever since Mari broke up, of course I like ignored her. I didn't want to talk to her because the things that she said are not true. All right, I just want to clear things out. What she said, everything is lies. Like, it's not true. Of course, from my perspective, like, she's the one that's doing these kind of things, not me. She just wants to say these things so that way, she can make me feel bad. Like, I made her feel bad a while back, but she crossed the line and made me extremely bad. But that's another story. Like I said. Now, of course, Julie, of course, like, who was actually brought up during that breakup story, of course, like, she said, "Emmett, Mari's here, and she's going to be seeing the show," and stuff like that. And I'm like, shit, really? Yeah. Yes. crap, and I gotta think something fast. So, of course, after the show, of course, now, of course, after the show, I was crossing my fingers that Mari does not come off stage and see me. But I am so, thankful that she didn't. But right before I was about to exit the front door, Mari was there. They're talking with the rest of my friends, and finally, oh crap, I gotta think of another way. Gotta think something fast. Think fast. But I realized that there was also a back door, so I snuck out the back door, and finally, I, of course, managed to go home free. My Little Pony movie reference. So, either way, so yeah, that was, the story that, I managed to run away from my demons, which, although I am cursed with the whole Mari Chester thing, like she said things that is really hurtful. I did hurtful things too, but but she is the one that crossed the line, and just filthy lies and stuff. And I'm also grateful that she, of course, quitted theater troupe, which, of course, she only comes around on Mondays. I go around both Mondays, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But when I came back, I, of course, had to stay behind from Monday. I only visit Monday once, but I had to leave since Mari, was there. So, of course, I ran away from there. But of course, on Tuesday, Mari showed up, and oh my God, are you flipping serious? No. But at least she, of course, Wes, of course, yes, and the others did their best to separate me and Mario from the drama and stuff. But either way, another thing from the Great Big Show that you couldn't tell, but the vest, my black vest that I'm wearing, is actually mine. Now, Dennis wore the black vest throughout Act 1 and then Act 2 as well, and then finally he gave me the vest as well. Now, you guys already know that I'm now wearing the brown vest, which is actually Owen Grady from Jurassic World? No, it's Jurassic World. I'm wearing the Owen Grady vest from Jurassic World with the black sweater as well. Now, I will have to clarify, if you ever see me wearing a brown and black vest, a brown vest and a black sweater, it's not a jacket. It's a sweater and a vest combined. All right. This is how it makes me look cool. All right. But still. All right. Back to other stories. Of course. Throughout night 3 or night 3 and night 4 or night 2 as well. But I think it's night 3 and night 4. I had this ring, which of course wasn't used. Yes, so this is the only time we did the wedding parts, and of course, again, me and Julie are friends, not a relationship. But either way, this was so next time we did our own dancing, and of course, there's I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, finally, we also did the when we did the Great Little Show, we we also have to we're gonna remember the Great Little Show, and then also there's gonna I also have to mention that throughout the Great Little Show, we even had songs that were not in the Great Big Show. We even did rip off. We even did moments from the Great Big Show, which, of course, we did a cut version. But I'm trying to think, we did kind of a joke of those moments. For example, when I became a puppet to a man. Of course, let's go on a cruise. Let's have a romantic time on the bus. But it turns out, oh no. Yeah, it's the summer, and I guess like we're going to have to go on a school bus because we're going to school instead of having our actual like transit bus. Yeah, BC transit bus. So yeah, yeah, we even had like spiders, rats, and otters, which of course we even have cats and dogs and rabbits. Cats, dogs, and rabbits, and spiders, otters, and spiders, rats, and otters, songs. Which, of course, I think that's kind of like one of my favorite songs. Of course, like Gordon Ramsay is in it. Like, not legit Gordy Ramsay. Gordy Ramsay. There. Comment in the comments below, hashtag Gordy Ramsay. Yeah. But anyway, Gordon Ramsay was in it, but not the real Gordon Ramsay. Like Ben was Gordon Ramsay, and of course I did love the that part. And there's also me and the rest of the cast doing the chicken solo, which I was kind of like the one doing the chicken solo, and of course the rest did like other shows. No, did other like farm animals, and oh yeah, when we get to the end of this show, when we get to the end of the show, of course, of course during night 2 when Zola was still in, was in tears after the attack, of course the curtains come down, and I kid you not, it landed on Zola. I mean, it's funny, and oh my gosh, is she okay? But don't worry, folks. She's okay. So yeah. Thinking what else happened. Well, of course, ever since The Great Big Show, it was probably one of my first appearance on stage. And it was one of the most greatest things that ever happened to me. Until finally, another show that happened on November 30th, the Queen Cafe Spectacular, Christmas Spectacular, or the Queen Cafe Christmas Spectacular, as some of us call it, the Great Christmas Show. This is when I got some moment of shine. I played as a prince who turns out to be a villain, but let me know if you want me to do talkabouts of the the Great Christmas Show. Yes, I would like to hear you guys' thoughts and stuff, as long with my friends on the show as well. So either way, I think trying to remember what else was there to remember. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it to remember of the Great Big Show. And even the Great Little Show, which was kind of a spin-off of the Great Big Show, but it's for kids only. And yes. Either way, guys, if you guys enjoyed my story, there's sharing memories of the Great Big Show and the Great Little Show, which of course is actually the Great Big Show, that is the focus. But of course, trying to think. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the Great Big Show, memories are my memories of the Great Big Show. My first anniversary. This was made first 1 year ago, which of course you guys already tell in the comment, already told in the description, and at the title of this video. So yeah, what am I trying to say? But either way, also, if you guys are also going to be wondering, if you saw my previous video where I reviewed the Ash vs. Evil Dead, not the Ash vs. Evil Dead, but maybe I should do Ash vs. Evil Dead review someday. Yeah, but if you guys if you guys are wondering why I didn't upload the Evil Dead 2 action figure review extended version to do the clarification, it's just because I'm just doing some other things, like Valentine's coming up. I got new artworks I gotta upload, and also if you guys are also interested, I also will have to talk about what happened during a situation that I had with an art thief that stole my work and recreated to claim it for themselves. That will be a story another time. But either way, thanks guys for watching. Leave some likes, subscribe, follow me on the social medias down below, and of course, new videos in a single day or so. Like, I only do YouTube whenever I feel like doing it and stuff. I'm not dead. I'm still alive. So yeah, I will talk about more of other shows. Upcoming next sometime is the Queen Kathy Christmas Spectacular, or the Great Christmas Show, which will be viewed in another time. So either way, I'll be back in another video. Stay groovy.